So I've got my, vices. Other people have their vices, so I'm not gonna. And smoking is dangerous if, But anyway, we are back with Shadowrun Returns. Last time we. Yeah, exactly. Don't force your opinions on others because that just makes you, honestly, the bad person in almost every situation. And, yeah. If people have an opinion, just leave it at that. You can respect other people's opinion and still keep your own. You don't have to make it a big fuss about it. But last time we did quite a bit, actually. We went and found out that our friend Sam Watts has been murdered, and we're investigating into it. Met some friends on the way. Considering things that you do. Oh no. But yeah, met some friends on the way, and now Mrs. Kubota pretty much gave us, on the house services under the union. And all that fun shit. So, yeah. We got to meet Peiko. What else do you have to say? Okay. How else may it be of service? Is Mr. Delilah here tonight? Yes, Mr. Delilah is in the back bar. That's usually where he does business. If you want some juice, I can get it online. Just have it sent to you through the website. I mean, you don't have to. I'll message you about it. Because I think if it's underneath a Utah address, it still won't send it. So it'd have to be one of those things where it's like buy it through the website or whatever, and then ship it from your place to mine or whatever, and then all that stuff. You mentioned Coyote's Crusade. I'll message you about it. Thank you. What is it? Coyote grew up in the Royale, but managed to escape that life. However, her cousin was apparently not so lucky. He came to town about a year ago and fell in with the wrong circle. He was introduced to sim chips and became addicted to BTLs. Coyote has been tearing her way through chip houses for months now, searching for him and acting as a one-woman cleanup crew. If you don't mind, how did you get involved in all this? I'm a former runner. Now I provide a safe haven and a marketplace for runners who need a trustworthy place to congregate and do business. Are any Johnsons or fixers here tonight? I'm not familiar with what Johnsons are in this world, honestly. In addition to Mr. Delilah, you may wish to speak to Van Grass. He is often stage side. Van Grass is most often a receiver of found articles, and he occasionally has work. Alright, I'll be going now. I think Johnsons are like salespeople, and you get the fixers who, they're kind of like the contacts, I guess you would say. They're the ones that set up the job, and then pay the runners when, completed or the task is finished and all that fun stuff. So I'm not going to talk to him quite yet because of reasons. The gems that we just picked up. Yeah, the stones that we picked up from Stevie J, I think his name was. We can actually talk to him and sell it to him at a reasonable price, but if you have the... Which etiquette is it? Academic, I believe, or something like that. Then you can actually sell it for more. So I'm not going to talk to him quite yet about anything. Oh, Peiko's actually still with us. Okay. I see. So, we talk to Mr. Chloe. See how things are up with him. The hulking troll bouncer in the immaculate suit stands as impassively as ever. The absence of dust on his broad shoulders is the only real indication that the man ever moves. He nods to you when you approach. Evening, I see Coyote is back, looking only a little worse for wear. We have you to thank for that. The having her back part, yes. You have the gratitude of everyone here, especially mine. Couldn't stomach losing anyone else or soon after what happened to Sam. Well, anyone else so soon after what happened to Sam. You feel protective over the people here. Immensely. Toward anyone who walks through that door, be they employee or patron, unless they mean ill will, of course. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Haven't minded so far. Have you heard anything about Sam's death? People are saying it was the Ripper, but people say a lot of things about what they don't know or what they don't understand. Where can I find a fence? I think Van Grass is at the bar near the stage. Dwarf with a cyber eye. Can't miss him. How long have you been working for Mrs. Kubota? I crawled in here after I awoke. I wonder what Goblin, I would guess, would be sort of what he was going with that. But after I awoke, Mrs. Kubota took me in and gave me a job. I've been here ever since. You have to pay extra for a manicure on hands that big? It's not the size they charge more for it, it's the blood under the fingernails. Okay, should be going now. Catch you around. Good stuff. And then Johnny Clean here. Oh yeah, we got a thing about the piano. No, notes on it. I don't remember what the keys were that we're supposed to press, but luckily it does it automatically. Johnny leans on his seemingly brand new mop and surveying the crowd at the Union. Hey Johnny, I'm looking for where Cherry took Coyote. The piano is a little out of tune. Check it out. Right, the GAFFC. Play chopsticks. Nah. As you slowly peck the notes out on the keyboard, they spark a faint memory of wonder, immediately forgotten as the entire piano slides to the left, revealing a hidden staircase. You descend the stairs into the Union Afterhouse. The entrepreneurial Miss Kubota has combined everything a runner might need into a one-stop shopping experience. Black market equipment, high-end magical talismans, and a fully stocked cyber surgery dealership. Good stuff. Welcome. No bunks available. Alright. Fair enough. Dr. Sarah Castle. I clicked on her. Jeez. It's like you have to click on the base of the model, or like where the circle is at. You have to click on that rather than the person itself, because then they just move behind it. Make it quick. I need to operate. Thanks for helping me out back there. Looks like you could use a hand. Ouch! Bad joke right now. Oh yeah, I forgot she has her hand missing. She looks down at her mangled arm. Okay, folks, I'm going to have to ask you to go sit in the waiting area. Watch some Trivid or something. This young lady and I have work to do. Take it easy, Coyote. We'll be here when you wake up. Who said anything about me going to sleep? Just give me something to bite on. You're a tough kid, but you're not that tough. Okay, Coyote, let's take a look at your face. Leave it. Excuse me? Coyote. I earned this face by being stupid. I'm going to keep it. End story. So since you get to choose your answers, is it like there are different outcomes based on your choices? To a certain extent, from my from my understanding, when it comes to you going up against somebody, depending on what you choose, can make a fight happen, or just kind of prolong an event, I guess you could say. Like, for example, I could have been like, hey, I'm going to ask questions, and either one, she could have asked, answer the questions or whatever, or would have been like, hey, we don't have time for this, we really need this to happen. So there's a bit, it just depends on the scenario that's going on. Whatever you say, kid. With one swift move, she sinks a syringe into Coyote's thigh. Nighty-night. Like, with the etiquettes that we have and stuff like that, those can help you out of certain combats or negative outcomes of something, you know what I mean? While other choices, you just sort of pick one, and it might add a little bit of story to what's going on or whatever, but it actually doesn't really make an outcome of it besides that sort of stuff. Coyote. Coyote looks both better and worse than you just saw her. All the gaping holes are plugged, and she's sporting a shiny new cyber arm. But now that the adrenaline has worn off, it's clear she needs some rest. Good morning. Thanks to the miracle of modern science, combined with Doc Castle's magical healing powers, I'm almost good as new. Better, really. So if I remember right, Dr. Castle is a shaman of the healing variety, I think. Nice arm. Thanks, Mrs. Kubota will have me working it off for the rest of my life. She notices your expression. You look like you've got something on your mind. I have some questions. She flashes you a puzzled look. What kind of questions? About Sam Watts. Sam Watts? What about him? Well, he's dead. Holy dreck. Sam, I can't say I'm surprised. He was on a downward spiral for a long time. What can I tell you? Tell me about Sam. I hear you liked him. I did. He made me laugh. No one else seemed to like Sam's jokes, but I did. No accounting for taste, Sam made some bad jokes. Me too. You were friends? Yeah, we ran together. So you can say, yeah, that's why. So any of these will pretty much take you to the same dialogue. Yeah, we ran together. Got it. Guess it was the same way for me, in a way. We drank together. Sam just had a way of charming you. I guess I knew him the best of anyone here. Sorry, he's gone. Where did Sam live? On the streets, mostly. He'd occasionally convince someone to let him flop on their couch, and he'd always overstay his welcome and get kicked out after a few days. Sometimes I'd sneak him down here so he could crash in one of the bunks. He used one the night before I saw him last. How bad was his drinking? If it was just the drinking, it would have been bad, but Sam wasn't the monogamous type. He dabbled in everything: booze, chips, drugs. He loved the nitro, whatever he could get his hands on. It wasn't always like that, but once he got sick, he started using more and more stuff to try and forget about it. He was sick? Dying, didn't you know? Yeah, everyone could tell. You could just look at him and see he was a walking corpse. It had to be the drinking. Then he disappeared for a while, and one day he came back all better, looking good even. All better, just like that. Said his mom helped him out. Never said how, though. Did he have any enemies? She thinks, enemies? That's hard to say. Hey July, how are you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome. How was your vacation? Sam partied hard, and when he did, he ran his mouth too short. Yeah, I feel you. He ran his mouth off pretty good. Got his ass kicked one more than one occasion. But no, I don't think he had any enemies, at least none that I'm aware of. You served Sam the night he died. What do you remember about that night? It was a pretty average night, regular crowd, as I remember. Sam was drinking with a guy named Armitage. Jake Armitage? Yeah, you know him. Met him. He's a charmer too. She bites her lower lip. I like gingers. Anyway, Jake and Sam were having a few. Well, Jake was having a few. Sam was tossing him back, but good. Eventually, he got loud the way he sometimes did when he mixed drinking and who knows what, and Miss Kubota wanted him ejected. Very true. How's everyone doing? I'm doing good. Had a miss the last couple days. On Monday, I think I slept on my shoulder wrong, but the one with the really bad nerve damage and stuff just acted up all day long, so I couldn't really do much with it. It was all numb. Couldn't move my arm really. And then yesterday, I got some medicine and whatnot for my cold and whatnot, and it just made me nauseous. So, had to take a little bit of a break, but today I'm feeling better. Mr. Cluey wasn't around, can't remember why, so she asked Jake to do the honors. Yeah, could be better. Jake dragged him out the back into the alley, and that's the last time I saw Sam. Thanks. You said he got loud. Do you remember what he was saying? She thinks. Standard Sam Drek. How he grew up rich and didn't deserve this. How he hated his mother. How he loved his mother. It was pretty pathetic stuff. Thanks, Coyote. Now I need you two to do something for me. What do you need? I need you to talk to Mr. Delilah for me about the Royale run. He is usually upstairs. Tell him I didn't get the gems. Maybe I can take another job at it. Oh, another run at it when I recover. I will. Which is interesting because we already got the gems. So for her to be like, oh yeah, let me, let me go at it again. It's like, but I have the gems and he's dead. So how's that run going to work? Anyway, let's investigate Sam's bunk. The bunk is a mess and reeks of booze. Searching through the sheets, blankets, and pillow, you find an old photograph that has seen a lot of water. Look at the image on the photo. The picture is of a blonde boy and girl, both about age 14, sitting on a dock on the edge of a lake. They appear to be twins. The boy has his arm tight around the girl's shoulders and is mugging for the camera. The girl is planting a kiss on his cheek while making rabbit ears behind his head with her fingers. Check the back. Written in a woman's hand are the words Sam and Jessica, Lake Sammamish State Park, summer of 2040. Yeah, Sam is the friend that died or was murdered. Pocket the photo. Alright, we've got this thing. So we can actually sell this. So this is the place where you can swap out your equipment and whatnot. Is the volume fine, or do I need to lower it or anything like that? Yeah, we also need to get a better weapon. The shotgun, it's good, but it's starting to suck a bit. And also I'm playing on hard, which I forgot about. That's why I was dying, or close to dying, pretty early on. Sounds good to you? Okay, good. In Shadowrunner circles, the term doctor is often used quite liberally to describe any sawbones sawbones with a needle and thread. But in the case of the Union's residential medical expert, nothing could be further from the truth. The safe house boasts a further equipped medical suite complete with shamanic fetishes. This is sixth world medicine of the highest caliber. The doctor herself is an unassuming sort, perhaps the type to go unnoticed entirely, if not for the the sprightly spirit perched on her shoulder like her own personal gargoyle. The spirit's burning eyes follow you constantly, even as the doctor's own eyes are buried in her charts. However, she does look up, though long enough to acknowledge your approach. I'm Dr. Castle. I understand you were instrumental in bringing Coyote back to us. Thank you for that. And I suppose you were the one who patched her up. Impressive work. Thank you. It's a shame she wouldn't let me repair her face, though. She notes you eyeballing the facilities. I can tell you're surprised to find a full-service medbay under a dive bar in a slum. Don't be. This is Shadowrunner Bar, after all. For a purveyor of cyberware and trauma kits, there is no better place to set up a practice. I patch runners up, install and maintain their cyberware, and provide medical supplies for their runs. I may not be as mobile as Doc Wagon, but I'm the next best thing. Can I help you with anything? Tell me about trauma kits. Trauma kits are fully automated stabilization units that include a defibrillator, spray-on synthetic skin, and medical nanomachines. They can save a runner's life if you move fast enough. So if you're bleeding out, one of those can get you back on your feet? Exactly, but you have to be quick. This is Doc Wagon's own field tech, but even their stuff has its limits. I see shamanic fetishes. You a shaman too? So I'm not specifically a shaman, but I'm going into the shaman route with charisma and things like that as well. While modern medical technology makes surgery less disruptive than it used to be, it's still an ordeal for both the body and the spirit, requiring extensive recuperation to properly heal. I am trained in the ways of the spirit world as well as the scientific world. I do my best to heal the whole patient. What's that on your shoulder? This little guy supports the healing rituals I perform on my patients after surgery, dramatically reducing their recovery time. Not standard procedure, of course, but the results speak for themselves. Now let's look at the cyberware, how this works. Obviously, we pay for said parts. As the game goes on, as you become higher level, you could get better things. And whatnot. So they're basic, then I believe it's like advanced, then expert or something like that. I don't remember the exact levels or tiers of it. But so our current essence is 5.5, essence after operation. And how this works, essence and magic have something to do with each other. I don't remember exactly what or how. I remember reading it somewhere. Is it actually in game where it explains it? So let's put this here. So essence cost would be 1, so then we'll be dropped to 4.5 if we were to get it. I'm not getting anything right now. And then just medical supplies. So she has trauma kits and med kits. We'll have to see how many we have and whatnot. But there's actually something here that tells you a little bit about it. I just don't remember where. I think when you like confirm and stuff like that, it pops up a tutorial menu sort of thing. Ah, this actually. Cyberware. Cyberware is technology that can be installed to augment or enhance the body. This is done to upgrade attributes. Anything installed on a character will cost essence points. Installation. If you want to upgrade your cyberware, you may do so at any time when you visit a cyberware dealer. Once cyberware is installed, it cannot be removed, only upgraded. That actually didn't give me any information at all about it. There's something where it decreases your magic, and if you don't have high magic when you're a spellcaster, then it reduces certain abilities and things like that. I think it reduces like the chance to have spells successfully happen and things like that. So I'm probably not going to do much cyberware with this character. I might dabble into a little bit just to have some, I guess. I don't know. Oh, Algernon. Right. Algernon. Part past the bar, the edge of the safe house become a somewhat indistinct due to the magical haze surrounding a particular elf. The man seems only half of this realm, his mind wandering the far horizons of astral space while his body peddles his otherworldly wares. Good evening, young elf, and welcome to this humble home that we call the Union. I am Algernon Halfdream. To ease your way through the sixth world, I offer you the best in magical I'm guessing that's focus, spells, and fetishes for the conjuring of spells. Oh yeah, let's see what he has. So, spells we can't use. Really, because we don't have spell casting of any sort, but conjuring we can do. And also fetishes are in the consumable. So we can use these to help summon different elementals, quite frankly. I like the earth one a lot. Fire's pretty good. And things like that. Yeah, so force is like an example of level, or a, substitute for what is required, called as levels. So we need Conjuring 2 to get a couple of these and 3 as well. I like Air Barrier, it's a pretty good one. Silence is also pretty good. I mean, all of these are good. Weapons. Not interested in those at the moment. Eric Mersman, right, he's the orc that we got this outfit from. Hello? There we go. So I decided to get the Solish Runner, so it grants Charisma +1 instead of, like, let's say the Intelligence one, because we are a Decker. Just to help us a little bit with the edge on that side of things. We can sell that. Oh yeah, basic shit. And then TB Gruberman. Theodore Buster Gruberman is a well-groomed orc dressed with a precision that suggests that straight lines of a military officer's uniform. His hair is cropped short, high and tight, as they say, and the neatness this presents is only compromised by the uneven tusks protruding from his mouth. The only other defect is this picture of perfection is the man's cybernetic right arm, which is obvious enough to be noticeable, but not so obvious as to ruin the line of his suit. When he speaks, the orc's voice is soft and thoughtful, and he talks almost exclusively in numbers, calibers, ranges, rounds per second, arc of fire, razoring factor, tensile strength, and of course price. Sorry guys. Bunker Buster Gruberman at your service. Friends call me Buster. I also answer to Sergeant, Sir, and even Theodore on occasion. Anytime you're in the market for firearms, ammunition, or ordnance, I'm your man. How can I help you? What exactly do you sell here? Things that go bang in all shapes and sizes, plus other odds and ends on occasion. Consider me your own personal armory. All weapons are guaranteed to meet strict UCAS military spec or your money back. In addition, I can handle routine maintenance, repairs, and upgrades if you so desire. And if that wasn't enough, I also teach a safety and instructional course every weekend. This week we're covering bayonets. Mark my words, they're making a comeback. What can I get for you? See what he's got. So he obviously sells the weapons, the drones, which we're not doing, and also consumables, in other words, granadas. And also repair kits and med kits if we need it. So weapons, we can get a better shoddy, which... Actually, we have the best one. What the hell? Fair enough, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Looks like we have the best for now. Never mind about that. Thank you. And then we've got David Fry here, who is a decker. Every inch of the tech alcove is covered in a chaotic patchwork quilt of circuit boards, chips, wires, displays, and a million other things that you can't identify. In the eye of this techno bits storm stands a dwarf, immaculately dressed and supremely calm. Oh, David Fry the second, not David Fry 2. I know that look. Don't let the size of the shop fool you. I can get any Matrix hardware or software that exists, and if it doesn't exist, then I can get it made. I can get it made for you. Sometimes they have weird typos, and yeah. Any questions I can answer, or anything gear you needed? Okay. What's a deck? For those at home, a deck is something you jack into the Matrix or in the context of a run. When you jack into the local node of the facility you're in, the deck determines how many programs and ESPs you can carry and the firepower of your base Matrix attack. Decks have IP. When a deck's IP is reduced to 0, you'll get booted from the system and it'll hurt. What's a program? A program in the Matrix allows you to defend your avatar against countermeasures and enemy deckers. There are a wide variety of different programs for attack and defense at different power levels. As you progress as a decker, you can use more powerful versions of these programs. What's an ESP? Johnny, you want to take this one? Sure. When you infiltrate a facility on a run, you have a team. When you jack into the Matrix, you are all alone. That's where ESPs come in, and ESP is a highly advanced artificial life program which, when you deploy it, manifests as another team member in the Matrix. Different types of ESPs have different abilities. Sure, what you got for sale, my dude? So, we can get a better one, Renraku Craftwork 1. So we have the Sony CTY360. I'm guessing this is short for like city, maybe? I don't know. But yeah. So let's buy this. Consumables. So these are ESPs, expert system programs, in other words. Shields are good. I've never used the assassin before. I forget they're actually a thing. An attacker and an exploder. You got 1400. And then also the programs. One that we... Oh, come on. Okay. I guess you can't click and drag on that, which is weird. Oh, medic we need to heal ourselves. Suppression, because there's some things that you can get into later on that has alarms. So we can get that. Ooh, erosion. Erodes integrity points of IC. Does minus 50 IP with ongoing minus 25 IP for 2 rounds. That's pretty good. And there's also Killer, which is a powerful attack. Program directed at one target, doing minus 75 IP damage. Oh, right. That's a lot. Let's confirm that. So we'll put that in there. Confirm. And then let's sell this. Alright, looks good. Oh, I'm being rude. Let me introduce you to our resident decker and my good friend Johnny Clean. While in the same overalls that you saw him in upstairs, down here, leaning over a workbench, crammed with circuit boards, cables, and chips, Johnny Clean seems a totally different person. You get the impression that Johnny was once as hot and as invisible as the most infamous deckers today. Good to see you down here. Happy to be of help if I can be. Why are you dressed as a janitor? Did I stand out upstairs? No. Janitors never do. When I was younger, I had a rep for getting in and getting out of systems so cleanly that no one knew I was there. Half the Matrix runs that earned me my rep were made possible because I was able to get inside the facility posing as a janitor. Now it's just sort of part of me. Is it true that you're part of the Echo Mirage team? Let me take this one. Listen, I've known the guy for over a decade, and he's been smart enough not to tell me. So he is sure as hell not going to tell you anything about those days. For your health and his, best to let the subject drop. How's decking used? The decking skill is often used just on terminals in the real world to get information, hack doors, etc. But occasionally, a run will have the option or the requirements to go into the local Matrix LAN for the facility you are infiltrating in order to gain access to valuable information or control more important things in the real world. Alright, see you guys around. Cool stuff. So these optional objectives you don't have to do, but in the end they might be able to get you some karma, so we can level it up. Speaking of which, how many do we have? We got 4. I think I'm going to save it up for when we need it. There we go. So it's actually more of our stuff. So we have to deliver the stones to Mr. Delilah. Alright. Sounds good. What else do you have to say? You're back. I think the highlights of the Wolves game will be on soon. Want to take a load off and watch with me? Did Sam have a sister? Her brow furrows. Yeah, I think he did. He mentioned her once. It didn't sound like they got along that well. Your comlink chips and the screen shows the smiling face of Officer Aguirre. I think that's his name. If he's smiling, it must be about money. Officer Aguirre, what a pleasure to hear from you. Yeah, we're buddies. Let's go dancing soon. Listen, the Ripper got another one. The victim worked at the NTSB investigation facility down on the docks. You owe me for this one. Okay. Put on my tab. You there now? Better get here quick before McCluskey arrives. The image on your PDA dissolves as the call ends. Another Ripper murder? Where? The docks, I've got to go. Okay, listen, I want to help. You dragged me out of the Royale before. Something bad happened. Worse than getting my arm torn off. And Sam was my friend. You head to the docks and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister, Jessica. She might be able to help us. Thanks, I appreciate the help. So then also, From what I remember, there was a bit. Oh, too bad we don't have it. But when we found his body at the chop shop and was investigating like the investigation bags and shit like that in on his body or whatever that was next to it, there was also a letter that was a bit. It was broken up a bit. It was hard to read it, but it said from Jessica. So that note was from his sister. And also, when we first came into the Union, people were saying that he was talking about a girl. So I'm guessing it was all. I mean, spoiler alert: I've played most of this game, so it's not a shock for me or anything like that. But it's been all evidence, laid out there that probably the girl that he was talking about was Jessica. And hello, welcome to those who have joined in the stream. Welcome. Thank you for dropping by and seeing what I'm about. Mr. Delilah. Alright. Whenever I hear that name, hey there Delilah, pops in my head. There's a song from high school. I haven't heard it since and don't care for it, but Mr. Delilah looks small and tough with an untraceable shoddy on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of the rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? Mr. Delilah, we have business to discuss. What business? I got no business with you. We're with Coyote. She's indisposed at the moment. At the mention of Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote is late and my client is getting anxious. Where is she? Downstairs trying on a new arm. Your run went south for her. Yeah. No kidding? Well, whatever. She's tough. She'll pull through. So who are you two? I'm John. He's Peiko. Great, we're all introduced. Now give me my stones. So we can pocket Pebble with the runes on it and give him the rest of it. But I'm not really a thief, so to speak. And also this isn't a fixer that I got a contract with, so I don't want to cross him in anyway. So we'll just give him the stones. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope on his eye, moving quickly through what appear to be the most valuable stones. He stops when he finds what appears to be an ordinary pebble inscribed with Hebrew characters. That's the one. He pockets it. So if we took that one, he's like, I know he would have known that we took it. Okay, you're okay, you done good, but you're late, and Coyote knows that in this case, late equals no payment, but I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the rest of the gems as your reward. Sure. Mr. Delilah looks you up and down, takes you all in. Listen, you look like the sort of man who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent when that happens. You come to me, I'll set you up. He dismisses you with a wave. Looks like you impressed him. I know a fence for those gems. Van Grass, follow me. God damn it, I don't want to do it because I want to get more money out of it. I know how to get more. Son of a bitch. Fine. We'll do it. I won't be able to get as good of a deal out of it, but, And also with this, it's not like one of those, I'll think about it, and you can't come back to him. Oh! Okay, well, I've got some options. Van Grass is busy talking on his comlink, checking his heads-up display and monitoring... and motioning to a runner standing nearby, all at the same time. He's an intense little man. Right, he's a dwarf. You get the sense that he likes to look busy. I'm Van Grass. Make it quick. Biz is good. Talk to me. I can see you're a busy man. He nods his head. That's right, and... So I wouldn't bother you if I hadn't come into possession of these rare stones. You have his attentions. Rare stones, huh? Let's see these rare stones. You hear the servos in... all this stuff. Academic. So, yeah, anyway. You hear the servos in Van Grass's cyber eye whir as a magnifying lens slips into position. He bends his head over the stones for 2 seconds, maybe less. Where'd you get this Drek? A gumball machine? I'll give you 1,000 for them. So if you say I'll think about it and come back, you actually can't talk to him. I think he's gone at that point. And if you do try to talk to him, he doesn't say anything about him. You can't make a deal with him. Unless you have these options and just get it right away. If we waited a little bit, I could have easily gotten this, which also in the end could have gotten us this. But yeah. Sounds good. Pay me. Done. Gave me your cred stick. So we sort of screwed us, but also at the same time, meh. It's only 1,000. Alright, so... Yellow arrow tells us to go this way. We shall go this way. It's also... Oh. Cannot save while in action. Okay, fair enough. There we go. Where's Peiko? Well, I guess he stayed up there. Take a cab to the South Seattle docks? Yes, I will. And I'll be right back. I'm actually going to get some food. Yeah. I'll be right back, folks.